Hi everyone, Emily here from Emily Reads, and I cannot believe it's December 23rd already. Holy cow, where did the year and this month go? I don't know. But I have another Advent calendar unboxing and then another pile of possibilities for a reading challenge. And this time it's going to be the Buzzword Reading Challenge that Kayla over at Booksandlala does. I've never done it before. And I think I'm going to try it this year. And I'll go more into the explanation of that in a moment. But let's take care of my Advent unboxing. How? I have 2 days left and okay, so I have to show you something. This is day 22. This is day 23. Day 24, I just peeked. There's nothing there. The coffee has shifted around so much. So I'm going to open 23, but I'm going to pull out from day 22 because day 23 shifted over. So here we go. Turtle. Ooh, I like turtles. Turtles in a cup. Notes of dark chocolate, caramel, and toasted pecan. Yum. I'll have to brew that one tomorrow morning. And then I'll tell you how it is tomorrow. So that's delicious. Okay, so Booksandlala and her Buzzword Challenge. So what Kayla did, she typically, like I said, I've never done hers before, but typically she's got some kind of word that you find in the title, whether it's the exact specific word that has to be in there or something related to that word. And each month has a different prompt. And with her, you don't have to read that book that month. So say you have which is great because my January book, I am not ready to read it in January. But you can read December's book in January, and you could read January's book in December. You can do all of them as quickly as you can, and then do other challenges throughout the year. It's a very flexible challenge, which that's why I liked it. In addition to title words, this year she also has prompts for things on the cover. So 2 sets of challenges. So for a total of 24 different books. Now, here's how I'm doing this challenge. First of all, I'm using books from other challenges to fulfill prompts for this challenge because that's just how it's going to work out well for me. Now, there are a couple books there are 3 books that are exceptions, but I wanted to read them anyway, so they'll fit in. 2, if I'm using a book for the buzzword, with the words in the title, I'm also trying to see will it fit for a prompt for things on the cover. So I'm double dipping as best I can to make these reading challenges work for me. But and I just wanted to show you here's what I'm thinking, so that way if someone else is wanting to do this reading challenge, they've got some ideas, okay? So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to go with the words prompt first, and then I'll do books, things on the cover. So prompt number 1 for January is truth and lies. So the word truth has to be in the title, or the word lies has to be in the title. So I initially thought The Lies of Loch Lamora, which has been on my TBR for some time, and I do want to read it, but I then remembered, there's a book that far better fits, and it's something that I do plan on reading in 2025, sooner rather than later. And that, of course, is Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson. Need I say more? I'm not going to say anything more, but this is book 5 in the Stormlight Archive, and Stormlight Archive is going to be a 10-book series. Can you imagine Brandon Sanderson writing 10 over 1,000-page books? But here we are. But this will finish our first storyline arc. So the first part of the Stormlight Archive series will be finished with this book in a planned 10-book series. Okay. Then for February, sorry, I've got my reading cart here and I need to move it closer. For February, the prompt is water words, and that would be A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. So you could do stuff with sea, ocean, like Ocean at the End of the Lane is the one that first comes to my mind. If it rain, if it has water to do with it, then it would work. The next prompt for March is Thing. And the only book that I could think of is Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. And I honestly don't know too much about this book, but what I do like is that it's less than 200 pages. So hopefully that will help, but I'm sure it's going to be a dense read as it's set in Nigeria, and it's a classic for a reason. I just don't know too much about it, which is sad. So it has been on my radar for a while. For April, animals. So a word related to animals. Where did I put that book? Sorry, I gotta flip my cart around and figure out where I put the book. Because that one was one of the easiest prompts for me to figure out. And that would be The Cat Who Played Brahms. And, cat, it's an animal right there in the title. In addition, I'm assuming this is the murder weapon, and that would fit a prompt for on the book cover challenge, but I'm using something else for that because it's the prompt is a weapon on the cover, but I'm going to use another book for that. And then the next prompt is to or to, not TWO, the number, but TO, the preposition, or TOO, like as in also. And what I did to figure this one out is I literally did a find and replace search on my book spreadsheet. And it turns out one of the few books that I have that has TO in the title is How to Woo a Reluctant Lady. I don't have it to show. I realized it is a romance novel that I have on one of my bookshelves upstairs. So that is that. Oh, rats. Hold on. I need to fix my spreadsheet for a minute here. River Enchanted. This is unedited. Sorry. I accidentally hit delete on something. And so I needed to fix what I was going to put my prompts. All right. Then June, as I turn my cart around, June is memory words. And I decided The Forgotten Garden by Kate Morton. Forgotten, if you forget something, you lose your memory for it. So I figured that would work. And then punctuation is the prompt for July. So it could have a question mark, a period, an exclamation point. And I have Reader, I Married Him, which is a comma right there. So this is just a collection of short stories inspired by Jane Eyre. This also is a prompt for a book that I'm using for the hardest reading challenge I'll ever do, because it's one of my lowest rated books on Goodreads. Since it's a collection of short stories, maybe I'll start reading it in January, and then I can read a short story here and there and eventually finish it off. Let's set that aside. I like that idea. Then for August, the prompt is with. And so you have to have a book with in the title. So this book is the 5th book in a series, and I've only read, book 1, which I do plan on reading book 2 and 3 anyway next year. So fortunately, this is a shorter fantasy series, meaning the books are relatively short. And so for that, I'm going to read Within the Sanctuary of Wings, which is book 5 in the Memoirs of Lady Trent series. I've read book 1 a couple of years ago. So fingers crossed that I remember it enough, because I don't necessarily want to reread it. I mean, it was beautiful. I loved the book. Maybe I'll reread it. I don't know. I tried re-listening to it, and I just don't do well with audiobooks, even though I've reread it. But I love these covers. The covers are stunningly gorgeous. Not going to share with you what this book is about, because it's the 5th book, and I have not read books 2, 3, or 4. All right, September. September. The prompt is events. Now, it could be a wedding. You know, rom-coms are great for weddings. But I'm going to do Everyone on This Train as a Suspect. And the event is a crime writing festival. So that the Australian Mystery Writers Society is hosting. So there's the event. Oh. I don't have one for violent words. I thought I had one for violent words. Oh, I got one. It's kind of chunky. But Guns of the Dawn. Guns are violent. It is a violent word. Okay, let me put that down. Guns of the Dawn. Okay, cool. This is unedited. I'm sorry. Then the next prompt is never for November. So never, the word never has to be in the title. I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Emily over at Books with Emily Fox has raved and raved about this book. And it's post-apocalyptic, which I like. It's feminist, which I like. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And then the last prompt for December is alliteration. 5 Broken Blades, The Bees. So, by May Copeland. All right. Now let's get into the buzzword cover challenge. So again, this is find this item on the cover, and then it will fit that prompt. All right, so first one for January is a pattern. And I figured Catherine. This is kind of like a pattern on the wallpaper. So that's behind her. At least I'm assuming that's wallpaper. So I figured that would work. Then the next prompt for February is, books are falling, is a skyline, which a lot could work, but I Who Have Never Known Men has a very abstract skyline on it. So I figured I'm going to use that. Then the next prompt for March is books on the cover, and One Star Romance. There for sure are books there on the cover. Then the next prompt is animals on the cover. And shockingly, like, you would think that the Cat Who series would have cats on the cover, but the early ones do not have cats on the cover. So instead, I'm going to do a Salted Caramel. There is a cat right there on the cover. So Salted Caramel is the first in a series of the Amish Candy Shop Cozy Mystery Series by Amanda Flowers. For May, You need to read a book with eyes on the cover. So I turn my cart around. Really, any book with a human being on the cover would work. But I figured, why not do Keepers of the Lost City Unlocked? So this is book 8.5. So we've got, look, two eyes there. So because this is book 8.5, I still need to read book 8. Ooh, sorry. So my camera moved there because I've got my phone sitting on a stand on top of 2 pillows, on top of an ottoman, and I accidentally hit the pillows. So I apologize for that. So I need to read book 8 before book 8.5. So that's why it's good that I can do things out of order for this reading challenge. Then the next prompt for June is Celestial. So I'm going to read When the Moon Hatched, which it has been so hyped. Now here's the thing. I thought for sure there would be a moon on the cover. I mean, the title, Moon. I don't see the moon. However, there is clearly, this is a night sky picture along with dragons. I'm assuming those are dragons. But it's a night sky. That's celestial, right? Okay. Then the next prompt is technology. And I'm going to do, this is book 8 in Keeper of the Lost Cities. There's clearly technology. That's a clock. Clocks are technology. So there we go. That fits that prompt for July. Then the next prompt is transportation. I'm kind of stretching this, I feel like. But I'm going to do Everyone on the Train is a Suspect. And here's why. So this is the window of the train and then the inside of the train. So it's transportation. I know it's kind of stretching it. But like I looked at my books and I'm like, I don't see any transportation on it. So does this have transportation? Sorry, I was wondering if maybe this cover had transportation on it, but it does not. Because I thought smugglers, maybe there's a ship. Nope. Okay. So Everyone on the Train is a Suspect is the prompt that I'm going to do, or the book. Then the next prompt is for September is Foliage. The Forgotten Garden for sure has foliage on the cover. For October, the prompt is a weapon. I could do 2 things. So I could double up 5 broken blades. For sure, there's a weapon. The Lost Metal also has a weapon. Right there is a sword. So that would work too. And if I had a better transportation picture, I could for sure easily use Everyone on the Train as a suspect for the weapon because the knife was there. All right, for November, food and drink on the cover. And I'm going to do Cheddar Off Dead. I mean, there's for sure is food there. There's not a drink, but there is for sure food. So I'm going to count it. Trying to put that back. And then finally for December, a monochromatic book cover. So like one color, which now that I'm looking at things, okay. So first, I picked Know My Name by Chanel Miller because it is a book that I really do want to read. You could see it's definitely monochromatic. There's predominantly one color. I do want to really want to read this book. I have to be in the right headspace for this book. So if that book does not work, I could do well, this actually has more 2 colors. I was going to say I could do Crown of Midnight, but that's like 2 colors. Assassin's Blade is, I mean, I guess they are kind of monochromatic. Air of Fire, I would not say monochromatic. Let me see if this is monochromatic. Queen of Shadows, I would not say it's monochromatic. Okay, know my name. That's fine. I want to read it. But I was going through like the Throne of Glass series as best I could to see, because I do kind of want to binge it this year as well. But that is my pile of possibilities for Kayla's over at Books and Lala's reading challenge, which is the Buzzword Reading Challenge, not only for the words in the title, but also what's on the cover. And like I said, I think I did a good job making sure that I had a lot of crossover with books. So, and as always, happy reading if you celebrate the holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Diwali, whatever it is that you celebrate. I hope that you are able to have a wonderful time with family and friends celebrating. Have a wonderful day. Bye.